Okay, so I've spent a lot of time on doing these things on Twitch. I'm not sure why. Actually, it didn't make a ton of sense now that I think about it um, to do it that way. I should just be doing it on YouTube, since ultimately my goal was to have YouTube videos for different projects. um, Showing the process from start to finish. Sorry, I know my camera's kind of bouncing around here. But yeah, this is a painting that I'm working on for an art contest at the South Bend Museum of Art here. Um, I don't even know that they'll take fantasy stuff. But if they do, this is what it'll be from me. I think it's due this Friday, so I got quite a bit of work ahead of me here to make sure that it's reasonable, at a reasonable level of finish. I should probably, oh no, will it not let me change the orientation of the camera? So used to doing it this way that like in Instagram mode, I guess I mean, this is portrait, not landscape, but okay. So I will most likely, as is my standard mode of operation, just start listening to music while I'm working on this. And I'm not here to chat, but you can watch me work if you so choose. I think I'll get just a little bit better angle. There we go. The idea is there's this goblin here. He's about to take out this other goblin. That's pretty much it. I don't know the rest of the story because there is no book. Crown the New King, or at least this isn't based on a book called Crown the New King that I've read or know anything about. This is just a fantasy book cover idea that I'm working through here. I am hopeful that this goes as well as I'd like it to, but I never know how it's going to turn out until we get to the end. Also, just hoping that the paper doesn't disintegrate under the oil paint here. Yeah, maybe if I win this contest, I'll get a better camera setup here for the live stuff. Oh my goodness, kidding me. Everything's a struggle today. Every single thing. Roll. Oh, gross. So, there you go. Just trying to move my... It's not really a tabaret, but I was just trying to move my little art thing that holds my palette. I don't know what I would call it. Just trying to move it a couple inches. And then my bottle of stuff rolled right over top of some paint, some green paint. Okay. Oh, let me turn off my Bluetooth. I don't know why every single time I put these headphones in, it turns off my notifications, which is not what I meant to do. So, but there we go. I'm not sure why, but I think maybe I'll have these guys inside a cave. It just seems like goblin. Goblin-y. So I'll focus on getting some stalactites and stalagmites in here. I'll need a brush or two. I'll need some oil paint. There's probably some different colors that I don't have over there. I don't know if the magenta, I'll get the cadmium red. I don't think I need all these brushes, but I don't need them right this moment anyway. This bucket here, let's see if I can actually use it for what I want to use it for. Just keeping these brushes, but they start to slip. I'm going to move this drawer, and that might help. Aha! Look at that. Solving problems 24 hours a day like a boss. So looks like it's dry. Yeah, I was gonna have a tree here and they were gonna be outside, but I don't want that. Something I definitely don't want to do is overthink too much of what's going on in here. That's not super important. We got, it's obvious his leg and knee, there's some weight here, that's good. This is coming up, he's holding it. The gesture feels like it's strong enough. I think probably the face will eventually need to be, oh, well, of course, so I bumped the drawer, but I'm gonna need to get close. This angle is, oh, I can move the board over now. Great. Although it's loose again. Why? There we go. Okay, so I need a bigger brush to start with. This will do. And I want it to be a dark. Let's see if this black is still. The black is still good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna get like a greenish black color. This is I don't know. Maybe it's. Sorry, I gotta open this up. The temperature of this green looks warm to me, so let's see how that goes. I'm just gonna. I mean, there's a lot of black, so this green might not stay super green. But I wanted to have some other goblins in the back, and then, I don't know, like some fungus or something maybe, but I need it to be dark back here. So let's just try and get some shapes that kind of guide me. This is bright over here. I think that's great, right? So what I'm attempting to do, and I'm not going to talk this whole time, but what I'm attempting to do is get some shapes that I can turn into some things that help guide the viewer's eye in a way that makes sense to me. All right, that's that. Okay, so I don't know if they're like farther in the cave or what, but I'm gonna get the try to get some light. All right. It's really important to me that this dries in time for me to get it. I gotta, I don't know, mount it probably. I'm not sure what display ready means. It's also something that's gonna be an issue for this. All right, so we're looking up at these guys, or at this guy specifically, and I want to make sure that the light's doing what I want it to do. Okay, I think this feels like the right choice to me. This green. That's good. But I need this to be darker, because this is going to be casting shadow up. Okay. All right, so I might try to get some, I don't know, some kind of additional shapes in there. I don't know that anything over here really needs much more definition. So I just want this to be pretty dark, which will make it so that the I mean, maybe I'll get some eyes in there or something to kind of make it seem like there's some other goblins that are interested in this whole this down here is not gonna be anything. This is just gonna end up being just cut off. Okay, so this is just like a rock. This guy here, he doesn't want this to happen, right? Here's a skull I've started on this guy's. I don't know, he'll have like a chain of them or something, or a belt. But probably more skulls is gonna make sense here. And it's kind of silly, but or maybe it is, but also maybe it isn't. It's only silly if you're, I guess. It's not silly to me, you know. It makes sense to me in this world that this goblin would have some skulls on his belt, you know, and that there would be some other skulls around. And there's probably going to be another one that shows up eventually here. I don't want to cover up too much of his outfit though, but I'm going to get another one right here. All right. It's the basic shape. I'm not totally sure what I want to do as far as the color of the belt. Probably like a brown sort of color. I mean, it wouldn't be a chain. If I can get there, not in a hurry. Not sure. I kind of want to just get that there. That's the, what's the word? The, that's the, what's the brightness? I can't remember the word. Chroma, something like that. All right, but I'm gonna get, I feel like if his eyes, the glow is like a yellowish color, I think that's gonna be right. He's not supposed to be like super magical or anything, but I think this yellow is the way to go. I don't have enough yellow in the painting yet, to be honest. And then this, try and get in here to... Probably gonna regret having done this way, just because I'm not gonna do a ton of detail. I mean, yeah, like, it's basically just gonna need to be dots, like, for this size. Like, there's not much I can do. I definitely need to soften that a bit. Yeah, right. Of course, I was not planning on spending much time on the actual goblin's face at this stage. I wanted to do more the background stuff. So let me go ahead and get back on track here. I'm going to grab some yellow and add it and see if I can't get a couple stalactites that are kind of oh, do I want it in the background or the foreground? I think I'll go here with the What I don't have, what I haven't done is the crown, and I feel like that is going to be pretty important soon, but let's get this. I'm going to determine if I'll get some of this green, especially in the lightest or the brightest spots. So this is actually, the light is kind of coming up. And then probably I'm going to end up doing some like mushrooms. Or something. I mean, this, hopefully this texture can do a bit. I need to bring I'm not putting brushes in the brush basket. I gotta get used to that. I do think having some of the similar glowy type green on these goblins makes sense. Not sure what happened down here. Some of this can just be nice, soft, so that the goblin's actually part of it's like existing in the environment and not just superimposed on top of it. Oh man. Happened again, ladies and gentlemen. Put your brushes in your brush basket. I'm gonna mix this yellow in with this green. I'm gonna use a really small brush. Let's see if I can't get the eyes that way. It needs to be looking at this guy. Look at this brush. It is that's what I needed to do, is just break it. So let me go ahead and throw that away and then see if I can find a brush that's a nice fine point. I don't want to use my watercolor brushes if I can help it. I need something bristly. I'm not sure I actually have a brush that's small enough to do what I'm trying to do here. Constant struggles, you know. Of course, I didn't have enough time. Now I got plenty of time, but I can't figure out what was up with this drawer. Huh. Anyway, let's see. I have a lot of brushes in here. I just bought packs of not the cheapest brushes I could get, but pretty cheap brushes because I knew, some of them were gonna get dirty. Some of them were gonna break. Some of them probably not gonna be the kind of brushes that I wanted to use after I tried them out. can't believe it. And this is another argument for working a bit larger. This little guy might be the trick. I have a brush that is kind of messed up. But it's messed up in a way that could work because the hairs came to a nice tapered point, so it's kind of like a terrible filbert. And that might be exactly what I need for the eyes here. I'll deal with the nose later. Let's see, so he's looking down this way. I'll strike. Alright, and then we'll get a little wary of adding that white in there. Black might be just slightly too dark. That's too. Alright, I think that is, from where I'm sitting right now, it's working good enough, and I can adjust that later. And get back to this other stuff. So, I think maybe this actually needs to be a different color. I'm going to try and... I'm going to see what... Well... We definitely need some blood in here, but I'm not gonna worry about that yet. I'm gonna get this red going. Man, it's pretty watery. It's the cadmium. Shake it up a tad before I throw that back in them. Alright. I'm going to grab some of that. Some of the red. I'm going to bring it down here and see if see what happens. We darken this up a bit. Might make it, hopefully it's pretty brown, but yeah, there we go. So it's like, I mean, brown is basically orange. I want some of these colors to be brighter. I'm gonna let that be this, like a sort of rock wall back here, and then I'm gonna make, this is gonna be, I may, that may stay, I don't know. Let me see here though. So this red, I want, just trying to make, I don't know, kind of an interesting stalagmite shape that is right up on this goblin here. And then I think I'll end up putting a skull on top of that, and then having, so this is like a reddish color that I'm hopeful I can make look like the from the skull, blood is sort of run down this thing many times. And I'll add a little bit more of this. And part of this, to be honest, is just, let's use up this paint that we mixed. Maybe that's silly. I don't like to waste it. So you know, So we've got this one goblin here, right? And what I want is to have this to seem as if this was a very violent ascension. Alright, so I'm gonna get that, oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I need to come up with a better solution for this, but I can't have it at the other angle because that doesn't make any sense. And then, oh, woe is me. Okay. Let's see. Just something I say all the time. Woe is me. It wasn't just because I was recording this live. Just ask my kids. Yeah, my dad used to always say, woe is me. I keep starting these skulls basically 100% white, and then going from there. I think this one should be sort of up at an upward angle maybe, so that it's, this brush is not the brush. I need something stiffer than that. And I might not need any more paint yet, so I want it to be doesn't really need to be like perfect. There's no need for me to make it, be a real skull. It's fantasy, so it just needs to feel like a skull. I'm gonna get a little blood on here. Oh man, why is this? This is what's in my head. Okay. Not sure why, so sorry. But that's how it goes, I guess. We don't really get to choose these things necessarily. Although I don't know if this was what got into my head as I worked on this. Maybe these. Yeah, the next one I do is probably going to be a pretty lady. Which quite probably could also be just as problematic for some people, but just in a different way. I think what I'll end up doing is kind of, I'm going to I don't know what other word to use, but I'm going to texturize the this area here once this dries, with, like some glistening type stuff going on there. For now, I'm going to use my smaller brush and kind of try to use some darks to carve out the rest of this stuff here, right? So I don't want and then I'll start trying to determine where some more of the shapes belong. And then adding some more, just like stuff that's peeking out of the shadows, or getting some more blood. I don't know why I like this ridge so much. I'm not even sure. Well, his leg's like in a position where it seems like that's probably somehow managed or possible. Who knows? I guess it depends a little bit on goblin anatomy, which is up to me. Okay, so of course that's a problem. To figure that out, but I can't. There's no way. Yeah, that leg has to be farther back in order to be under this, like, because this leg's up, which means this leg is back. So I'm gonna push that back. And I'll figure it out. So that's that way. Yeah, it seemed weird to me at the time. Here I'll go. Okay, some of this is just so that I can get a better sense of this leg, hips, just like this. I don't know that it works. Might have broken my drawing, but that's okay. I'll look back at it in a bit here. And whatever I gotta do to fix what I've done here. It doesn't really matter that much I like having one of the legs in there because it sort of makes it feel like he's coming up on him. But if that leg is kind of gotta be like this, right? Like, I think it's, but then this will be darker under here because it's underneath, curled under, right? So darken that up. It's also dark. It's too big. It can't be that big. Okay. So that's definitely, this is all broken. I'm just going to take this, paint over it, and then I'll have to re-envision his feet and legs here. Now he's coming up. Leaning forward. He needs his legs to be. He would need his legs to be a little bit back. So I'm just gonna let that go for now. I'm gonna color in. It's no big deal. That would have been the kind of thing that would have completely ruined the painting for me in the past, but it's not gonna ruin it this time. I'm going to, it is possible I'll take a look at some anatomy, maybe do a study, and get there in that way. But for the time being, move around a bit and see. All right, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the idea of the leg being in there, but it isn't essential. All right, let me get some brown. Burnt umber is what I'll go with here. My palette is a complete disaster at this stage, but that's okay. I think this will help me to so this stuff wouldn't be all green, but and I have to remember also, this isn't, I'm not just trying to get it to be like, where did I put that? I don't know. Oh no, where did I pour? There it is. And couldn't see where I poured my, whatever that stuff's called. Okay. So over here, this whole thing is not going to be covered in blood, right? Like, that's kind of absurd. It's just one skull, and I'm not even sure that this skull is where that blood originated. But we're looking up at it again, so I want it to be a little darker in some spots underneath, right? So that's trying to make a ridge right there, come down this way. But right here, and the red, all right, try and get a little bit of this guy's tunic, I guess. I don't really know if that's what it would be called. But since he's a goblin, I suppose it doesn't really matter, because goblin culture doesn't actually exist. So if I get it wrong, Goblin King's not gonna come knock on my door and tell me I'm canceled. Okay, you know, I don't know when we're gonna reach maximum skull, but I'm gonna do another one on the belt here, and I think if this one moves up, the issue is gonna be that he's coming this direction. The weight is gonna actually, I think, be on this foot. So that means this skull needs to come up a bit and be sort of at an upward angle instead of the angle that it was at previously, which makes, or not the skull was at, excuse me, his foot. I think that was kind of what happened. It got broken a tad, because I was originally envisioning like a tree there, and I was trying to, I think, figure out where the roots and stuff would be going. Now it's just rocks. He's got a skull there. I have, what, maybe one here, and then, I mean, I don't want to make excuses for myself. I just don't know if I need to have the feet. Tricep that might be useful. Having this elbow a little bit more clear, except actually need to make it a bit darker. Enough black to get it there. Some kind of disappearing a bit. And good enough. This needs to come in. I really need this to be dark enough so that the arm is distinct from so he is working good enough. This guy's basically just covered in blood. His tunic is just bloodfest. All the goblins have basically skulls the same size. There has to be some variation, but I don't think there's that much of that. That one's a couple from the from behind there. And if it's all skulls, I guess that sort of indicates to me that it's like a, this is, you know, how it's always been or whatever. New goblin shows up. He wants to be the king. Takes on the old king. Fight. One goblin loses. There's a new king. Etc. On and on. Back up here. I do feel like the progress I'm making is pretty significant, so I'm happy with what's happening right now. Go check on my daughters, I think. They seem to be they were too hot or something. So I'll go make sure they're doing all right. I shall return. Hour in today on this. I'm feeling pretty confident that I'm going to get this done in time, so long as I don't get any crazy ideas. But all right. Okay, so gonna have to take a break here and come back and work on this a bit later, but I believe this will get uploaded to YouTube, and then I can work from there. All right, so thanks to anybody who checks this out. I appreciate it. Subscribe and like, blah, 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 all that stuff. If you have feel the need, thanks a lot. See ya.